name is Marcela. I am with the Space Alliance Technology Outreach Program, also known as SATOP. We are a state of Texas funded program administered by the Bay Area Houston Economic Partnership located in Houston, Texas. So the entire purpose of the program is to provide free technical assistance to small businesses, entrepreneurs, inventors, anyone based in the state of Texas that's trying to bring a new product to the market and is maybe encountering some technical challenges that they don't have the background, engineering, or knowledge to solve on their own. And then through helping them by providing free assistance, maybe down the road they eventually bring that product to the market. They hire on a couple of people or a couple hundreds of people, and then in turn that's helping this economy of Texas grow. So how we help people, we are partnered up with what's a network call of our alliance partners. They include NASA Johnson Space Center, local aerospace firms and contractors, as well as large organizations, as well as just like a one-man show, and then academic institutions as well. So I'll go a little further into how each of them help, because they do help in different ways. But they essentially either provide free volunteer engineering assistance, or through our capstone programs with the institutions, they provide a free design solutions and an academic prototype. And so our alliance partners, we do have 21 as of right now. We are trying to continuously grow our network. They include Aegis Aerospace, KBR, Barrios, NASA, and then as well as educational institutions, Sam Houston, Texas A&M University, and University of Houston Clear Lake. And then for probably the last 10 to 15 years or so, because this program did start back in 1999, so we're celebrating our 25th year anniversary. But for the last 10 years, the funding was very limited, and so just recently, thanks to Texas State Rep Dr. Greg Bonin, he did increase our funding in the last legislature session by a significant amount. So now what we've been wanting to do, since we were only really limited to helping the Houston area, now we've been partnering up with economic development organizations such as Advent GX Corporation, so that we can promote the program across the entire state, especially in underserved areas. So they've all been doing a wonderful job. We are continuously growing that as well. Right now we have, I think, 12 EDOs that we're partnered with, and then we are partnered with the Northwest Texas SBDC network at Texas Tech, which includes 6 small business development centers. So some of the expertise that we are able to provide, there are more in-depth ones, but just a little quick list. We are able to help with chemical, electrical, mechanical, material science, fluid dynamics, as well as industrial robotics, software. As for software and hardware, a lot of the products that come to us, sometimes both of those things go hand in hand. But one thing to note, we are not able to provide help with IT, information technology. So if someone comes to us needing to build a website, or they're having internet issues, that is not in our area of expertise, since there's already many companies out there that provide those services. And then a lot of the businesses that come to us, but we're not limited to just helping these, includes industries such as agriculture, biomedical, manufacturing, transportation, etc. And then this is just a list of some of the types of challenges that our alliance partners are capable of working on. So now for the 2 programs. The first one is called the 40-hour Technical Assistance Program. This one is basically just for smaller challenges that can be solved within 40 hours or less. What we do is we partner you up with a volunteer engineer from any of the engineering firms, or perhaps a engineering department professor from an educational institution. So they will work on those challenges for 40 hours, within up to 40 hours. So for this specific program, as well as the capstone program, we do ask that the problem be a distinct and identifiable problem, and that you've also tried to resolve it on your own. You've tried other avenues. This isn't just like a crayon drawing that you came up with yesterday. It's something that you've really put thought into. And then for non-developed products, because a lot of people that come to us are in their beginning stages, which is very understandable, we do ask that you at least have either a patent, a provisional patent, or like a very beginner prototype, or engineering or specific drawings. And then if the product already exists out there, like identical to what you're trying to create, we are not able to help with that because you're competing with something that already exists. But what I have seen is a lot of small businesses or entrepreneurs, they will come to us with a product that already exists, but maybe they work in a specific industry or with a very niche equipment or product, and every day they're like, man, this would work so much better if it did this, this, and this instead. So even though it's technically the same thing, they've created a way for it to work entirely different, so we are still able to help with that. And then if you do not have an LLC, or if you're not a small business, we do ask or highly encourage that you at least acquire a DBA or doing business as. I'm not sure about this area, but I do know in the Houston area it's about $15 to $20 to acquire it. So we just ask that so you just have a little bit, it looks better when we're writing up proposals to the Alliance partners. And it also protects you as well in your product. And then the University Capstone Design Program. We did recently partner with Sam Houston State University and the University of Houston Clear Lakes Capstone Program. We have been partnered with Texas A&M College Station and Galveston for quite a few years now, I think 6 or 7 years. So we're very excited to be expanding that area of the program. Basically, it's for people who come to us needing very extensive technical assistance. What we do is if you qualify, we will write up a proposal for you, submit it to whichever university is, I guess, the best capable for your specific challenge. And then from there, we just kind of wait and see if they'll accept it. It is up to the university's discretion. And then if they do accept the project, they will create a team of 4 to 6 senior engineering students. And then those students will work under the guidance of a faculty member, and they will spend 1 semester designing solutions with the small business, and then the second semester they will develop an academic prototype. So the prototype is not, once it's done, it's not ready to be put on the market right away, but it does significantly increase the small business's chance of finishing the last few steps and then taking it to the market. So what we do ask of people, our small businesses, entrepreneurs, if you're interested, we have what's called an inquiry form on our website. It's just some basic contact information, and then we do ask what your product is and your technical challenges that you're facing. You are allowed to share as much as you're comfortable with sharing, because we do know that a lot of people worry about IP and NDAs. That is also one other thing to note with the universities. They have what's called a capstone letter agreement that basically states that they do not claim anything that's created from the project. Essentially, it is what the students make is theirs. But then, if you want to protect your product even more, we do have the NDAs and IP exclusion agreements that the students, you can make the students sign as well. So that is what quite a few of the small businesses that come to us do end up doing. And then for the 40-hour program, it's already essentially written into our agreements with each organization that they will not disclose any of the information unless it is for research purposes only. And then if you do want to go as far as to have an NDA signed between yourself and the volunteer engineer, you are more than allowed, or you're more than allowed to, but that is going to be solely between you and that engineer and not through SATOP. So the benefits to the small businesses, it's free technical assistance, it's access to new technology, materials, processes that a lot of times have been developed already through the U.S. space program, through aerospace research and exploration, and then depending on which program you go through, you can come out of it with a free prototype. That is one of the things, one of the main challenges we've been facing so far is when we tell people that it's free, they don't really believe us, and they kind of just they ask us like, what's the catch? There has to be some kind of fee involved, but it is entirely free. The entire purpose is to help grow the economy in Texas, bring new jobs to the state, and also to help small businesses and entrepreneurs who, don't have the engineering background or the financial means to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars going to an engineering firm to have something developed. So now I'll just kind of give a few examples of some success stories we've had. The first one is a hydroponic grow tower. This small business is actually located in Houston, and they came to us about 2 years ago wanting to create a hydroponic grow tower that would, it's for the purpose of vertical urban farming, so they wanted to take advantage of the vertical space in their greenhouse. So we submitted their project to Texas A&M University. It was accepted, and a team of senior engineering students built a 1/3 scale prototype, and they implemented what's called nutrient film technique channels. And they did a wonderful job. They also presented at the Texas A&M Showcase last year in April. So now that grow tower is in his greenhouse, the small business, and we actually got to go and visit it back in, I think, May. And so he's been doing a lot of great work, and he's actually at the point now where he needs to expand his greenhouse and build a whole new space. And then this one is a protective cart handle cover. This is an example of one of our 40-hour projects. This small business came to us needing help with identifying material that would act as a barrier for pathogens on like medical carts in the medical industry. And so a retired New Mexico State University professor, Dr. Yu Ping, he took on the project and identified biodegradable plastic film. And then he also helped the small business find an ideal manufacturing process that was cost efficient. I've worked with him a couple of times now on other 40-hour projects. He's very fast, and he's very efficient, very good at what he does. I don't know how he does it, but he's always able to find the lowest cost of materials. And so he was able to identify a New York-based manufacturer. We do try to find mainly like people located in Texas to help the Texas economy, but there are instances where sometimes it is cheaper out of state. And then this one was also a Texas A&M University capstone project. It's an innovative escalating stepladder. So this couple, they are very sweet. I loved working with them. They came to us about 2 years ago as well, wanting to create a motorized stepladder for mobility impaired individuals. They found themselves, the older they've gotten, they would need to do simple tasks around the house, such as changing a light bulb. And they found that it was not very safe for them to be on a ladder when it's just the two of them living in their house. And if anything happened, no one would know for a long time. So we submitted their project to the capstone program at A&M. The university took it on, and a team of 4 senior engineering students in the MMET department. I can never remember exactly what it all, I know the abbreviation, but the MMET department, they created a lightweight, adjustable, and safe prototype, and they went above and beyond. They got really into it, made team t-shirts for themselves and for the couple. And what was also really cool, they made it foldable, lightweight, and then they also implemented many safety features. It's rechargeable, and then the logo on the that blue logo on the stepladder, if anything is placed underneath the stepladder, that logo will actually turn from blue to red to indicate that something is obstructing its path. So they've done a really great job, and they've gone on to, the couple have gone on to further, I think they're looking into manufacturing and putting it on the market. So those are just a few examples. We do have more on our website, and then I recently SATOP just recently released our summer newsletter. I worked on most of it with our communication specialist. It's 3 stories of 3 A&M capstone projects, and each one of them actually won awards in the showcase. So if you're interested at all, they're very unique projects, very cool. And then if anyone has any questions.
Well, first of all, thank you very much.
And before we jump into questions, one of our Innovation Underground members is here, Justin. Can you come on stage, please? So he's a great story. He developed a couple of concepts and then selected one that he turned into SATOP. I just wanted to see if you can share with us, whatever you can share without getting in trouble.
Absolutely. Do I have to use the microphone?
Okay. I'm not a fan of microphones, so I'm thinking important here. So howdy, my name is Justin. I am the founder of Global Hawk Solutions. We are an agricultural technology company. And a few months ago, I approached Jose and I said, hey man, I have this idea. And he looked at me and said, do you have a patent? And I was like, I need to go get one of those. So I went and did. So I came back to him again and I said, hey Jose, I have a deal and I got a patent. Here's what I'm kind of thinking of. And he said, the place that you want to go to is SATOP. And so he gave me the website, and I started engaging through the process. And now I am in week 3 of a full capstone project at Texas A&M. And I am working with 4 of the smartest students I've ever met, all of which are going to go off and do great things. And I have the privilege of working with them week to week to take this concept and create a prototype. The number one thing that I want to stress though is it's not just about me as an entrepreneur or as a founder. This is an opportunity to be part of their education experience. And that in and of itself is a beautiful thing. And so as we look to take off-the-shelf components and manufacture a prototype and all the other stuff, I get to use SATOP as a resource, and I say to the students, well, what if you had the backing of NASA's technology behind you? What would you really do? If a budget wasn't a constraint here, what would you do? What are you thinking? And so as I go on this journey and I walk step by step with them, that's the direction that I have the opportunity to go in. And it's a complete privilege and it's an honor. And I wouldn't have got this far if it wasn't for Jose and the Innovation Underground. So Justin Howe, founder of Global Hawk Solutions. I'm happy to talk to you about anything agricultural technology related. We have some ideas. And so thank you very much.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you very much. Well, with that, let's open it for questions.
Charlie.
Yes, sir.
Do you work with processes, or is it only hardware-based stuff? By that I mean like a particular piece of software that is associated with whatever. Do you work with processes is my point.
I'm not sure about software processes, but we do have an old success story. It was to do with can't remember the exact word. Something to do with it was deposits that were clogging oil pipelines, and so we did help We partnered them up with a NASA volunteer engineer who actually helped improve the process so that the sedimentary deposits would no longer be an issue. So I guess in that aspect we've helped with processes, but as far as for like software, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, specifically, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I have a friend at NASA that's been there for 30 years and he works for the ISS, and they're trying to be able to fund cloud-based training for the ISS. And part of that is doing software that allows holographic transfer up to the ISS, and they've actually run experiments on that. So they're trying to find out ways of funding that process. It's not hardware per se, as I say, but it's a way of doing things in space. So anyway, that's what I meant by, that's an example of process.
Okay, alright.
I make the motion that we
Yes.
So actually, yeah, there's a lot of software involved in what they do, but I think what they wanted to make clear is that it's not, web development, IT
No.
support related. So pretty much every single project that I've seen has a very heavy software component.
Okay.
And actually, I believe that particular product, if it deals with like smart vision systems or, all that, they will take on that for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question?
What kind of time frame, say you go apply online, what kind of time frame from when you apply to get approved to actually working on something?
So we do try to respond to the submission forms as soon as possible, usually within the same day, unless it's like over the weekend. At most, I would say it's taken, I think the longest someone ever had to wait is maybe 3 days, and that might have just been because we accidentally overlooked it. But from there, we respond as fast as possible, depending on the area you're in. If you're in the Houston area and you prefer to meet in person, our parent organization, BAHEP, we do have an physical office, so you could meet in person. Or what most people do is they just meet through Zoom or Teams. So we'll schedule as soon as possible with your availability, and then from there, in that meeting, we will determine if we're able to help or not. Really just depends on the challenges. We do try to take on as much as we can, but we also want to we try to be realistic. We don't want to promise more than what we can give.
So the web form is just basic info and then a follow-up meeting to see if it's something that can be helped with.
Yeah, yes. So that's why I say you're more than welcome to share as much as you're comfortable with sharing. Because if we aren't able to help, if it's like a website or you're just trying to build an app, we don't want to make you feel like you gave us all this information and we're like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't help you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I'm interested in your capstone projects. Being a faculty member who never had any money, both of the projects that you talked about required actual stuff to be purchased. Who provided the money for those students to be able to do that?
So we, since we're state funded and Representative Dr. Greg Bonin gave us a very large funding increase, we do pay a set amount per capstone project. So we cover all of the costs associated with each project that's entered into a capstone program. The small business doesn't pay anything out of their pocket. All we ask is that the person be very involved with the process. Please don't disappear and ghost on us, because we have had that happen a few times. And so sometimes decisions may have to be made on the project that small business may have not liked, but we didn't really know what to do in that situation because they weren't responding. But really, all we ask is that you're involved, you help the students as much as possible, and then also be aware that it is an academic project, so they're going to do their best, but it is still also a learning process. But yes, SATOP covers all of the funding.
Would you mind sharing the kind of numbers we're talking about as far as funding?
Yes, so each project is, for both semesters, is $10,000. So, yes, per project. So we cover each one. And then it really depends on the department. What we've noticed, it's all been a learning process. It depends on each department, and with each university, they may not give all $10,000 to that one student team. They might just give half. It really depends, because some of them, it might be a smaller project, like maybe the computer engineering department, so they don't need $10,000 to build like a printed circuit board. So, but it does go to that specific department, and then it's up to the head of the professors to determine how they distribute it.
Thank you.
So I wanted to share with you, we have several technology development companies. Can you raise your hand if you develop technology or products, high-tech products? I think we have, yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if they want to find out more about how to get involved on the production side, can I put them in contact with you?
Yeah, as an alliance partner?
Right.
Yes, yeah, we are always actively, thank you. We're actively looking for more alliance partners because we are taking on more and more projects as the program is growing. So we do take one-man shows, larger organizations, any size, as long as you have the engineering background.
Okay, Marcela, thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Sorry, one other thing to note, I failed to mention this. The products do not have to be high-tech or space-related at all. In most of the projects we take on, like 99% of them have nothing to do with the aerospace industry. So please don't feel like you can't apply because of the word space in our name. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcela. One question I forgot to ask. We also have several students, grad students here. So if they are interested in applying for a job or an internship, can they follow up with you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's well. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, we will start drinking now. No, start networking, sorry. But yeah, if you have, remember, if you have anything that you would like to showcase, please let us know. We schedule 3 events ahead of time. And we meet every 3rd Tuesday of the month, except January, because it gets kind of cold and we travel a bit. So thank you for coming, and please make new friends. Thank you.